What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and I am here today, you guys. Sorry that I'm late. We are here with a brand new review for the Real Housewives of I'm about to say Atlanta, Real Housewives of Potomac, y'all. Season 10, episode number 2. This episode was titled, what was this episode titled? Meant to be Shady. Now, before we get into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, I need you guys to do me a huge solid favor, you guys, and stop taking me out on this date and then having me pay for it at the end of it. And you guys know the routine. You can do me that solid favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on your post notifications. And with that out of the way, you guys, without further ado, let us discuss the Real Housewives of Potomac, shall we? Now, if you guys watch this episode, please jump down in the comments and in the comments or in the live chat and just let me know what you guys thought about this episode overall. For me personally, this episode was just a no. But the ladies are just not. I'm sorry, I just don't. This episode did nothing for me because of the ladies themselves. Hey, grown woman, don't try me. How are you doing this afternoon? Yeah, the ladies just don't do it for me. And here's what it was. Like the problem that I had with this episode was them. It was. It really felt like they were bullying, not bully, but the things that they were saying about Stacey and doing when it comes to Stacey. I was like, is Stacey a lot? Yes. Is Stacey a liar? Probably. But why are we doing all this stuff to Stacey? You know what I'm saying? And then on Watch What Happens Live, they were talking about Stacey's breath on there, and I was just like, is this really necessary? Like, okay, whatever. To me, it just felt very redundant to keep talking about Stacey's breath. Oh, Stacey's breath stinks. Stacey's breath stinks. Okay, what else is new? What else are we going to talk about for the next however many, 17, 18 episodes? Are we going to continuously talk about Stacey's breath? Because if we are, your boy's going to have a problem with that. Like, real shit, I'm going to have a problem if we keep talking about Stacey's breath. Because it was dumb as fuck to me. And it just proves to me, hey, Arnold Stewie, aka Ashley Darby, beloved, you ain't got no storyline. Like you're sitting here talking about Stacey. And it's just like, girl, you don't have a storyline, do you? You don't have a storyline. The first. And I was just like, okay, Ashley, whatever. So again, let me know what you guys thought about the episode down in the comments or in the live chat, and we will talk about it there. So after that, before we get into the review, unfortunately, we got to talk about this because this happened on Friday, but I went to work Friday, and while I was at work, I got sick, and I can't. It felt like everything was spinning, and I got sick. Was sick to my stomach and all this stuff. I think it was vertigo. I don't have vertigo, but I think when I wash my hair, I dunk my head into the bathtub and the water gets in my ear. So I think that's now causing me, getting water in my ear causes me to have vertigo. But Wendy and Eddie got arrested on Friday for fraud charges. Whoa, child. My God, today. So it was insurance fraud. And you guys know that I work in insurance. And my best friend texted me and she was like, do you see this mess that's going on with Wendy and Eddie? And I was like, yeah, girl, I see it. And she was like, it's insurance fraud. I was like, yep. Now, my best friend doesn't like Wendy, right? But when it comes to Wendy, I can take or leave Wendy because there'll be times that Wendy do kind of get on my nerves, but not enough to the point where it's like, I don't fuck with Wendy. So I don't know if a lot of people were really reading what they were saying in the when they got arrested, because people like they got arrested for $300. They weren't saying that they were arrested for $300, you guys. What it was is it was an excess of $300. And one thing I will say about insurance fraud, again, since I'm an insurance adjuster, and it's common to see stuff like this all the time. Now, not to the magnitude that these two were doing it, where they went to different insurance companies. I've never saw that, but I've definitely, especially when it comes to like property, people, especially like if your home catches fire, anything like anything catastrophic, right? That happens to your house where there's a loss or even a theft, right? People do overinflate some of their stuff that they have, and sometimes the thing is we can't always prove, like if somebody say they lost a family heirloom and it was valued at, let's say, $10,000, 3,000, stuff like that. You can't really verify that stuff, especially if it's old. You can't verify. But I mean, you can tell when people are trying to scheme and get over on you. Eddie and Wendy, y'all could have come to me and I could have helped you guys with this, right? So this article, I don't know where this article comes from, ABC News. So it says Real Housewives of Potomac star Wendy Osefo and her husband Edward Osefo were arrested this week on fraud charges, according to the Carroll County Sheriff's Office in Maryland. It says, according to a Facebook post from the Sheriff's Office on Friday, Wendy and Eddie were taken into custody on Thursday and charged with multiple fraud charges after allegedly lying to police in April about having property stolen from their home during a vacation. It says the Facebook post states that deputies met with the homeowners after they allegedly returned from vacation to find that their home had been entered and numerous items had been stolen. According to the sheriff's office, the couple reported around 80 items stolen, including jewelry, luxury goods, clothing, and shoes. The estimated value of the allegedly stolen goods exceeded $200,000, the sheriff's office said. Detectives raised doubts about the couple's story, according to bail memos obtained by ABC News. The alleged break in point was a second floor bathroom window in the couple's home, but investigators say there were no ladders or disturbed deck furniture. The toilet beneath the window was untouched, and the home's ADT alarm system showed no movement inside while they were away. The bail memo also states the Osefos allegedly filed multiple insurance claims with at least one instance of the same item. An anniversary ban allegedly listed on different claims with different insurance companies. The memo claims that a separate investigation found 20,000 worth of items listed as stolen had allegedly been returned to various stores for a full refund, including a Dior shirt valued at 1,400 that had allegedly been returned on January January 14, 2023, more than a year before the initial reported robbery. According to the memos, investigators said Wendy Osefo was also allegedly spotted on social media wearing her diamond anniversary band weeks after the alleged break-in, despite the couple's claim that it was stolen. Deputies say they reviewed emails that appeared to show Eddie Osefo allegedly asking Wendy if they could pad an insurance claim. The memo states requesting to know if there were additional high value items we can add to the inventory listing, i.e., Chanel, shoes, etc. Quote, I'm trying to get the total to exceed 423,000, which is our policy maximum, he allegedly wrote. Eddie, why would you try to do the policy max? That's a red flag right there. The policy max. And it's the fact, and it's the fact that you know what your policy max is. What I will say that is a good thing that you know what your policy max is, because most people, I kid you not, most people don't know what their policy max is for, especially like because I work in car with auto, and most people don't know what their policy max is, and you have to tell them, and they're like, "Oh, that don't sound right." Well, when you worked with your agent, they didn't tell you didn't go over all this stuff with them. Like I want to ask people that all the time when they don't know what they fucking policy max are. Like when you sign up for insurance, you don't know what your policy max is. You don't know what all like and it's more common that people don't remember what they signed up for And then when they file a claim, oh, I'm supposed to have this. Oh, I'm supposed to have that. Oh, I'm supposed to have this, and I'm supposed to have that. And they're like, well, and it's not in the policy. No, it's not. Go talk to your agent because you probably didn't take it because it probably wasn't cost affordable. But neither here nor there. What up, Kiwan? How are you doing today? Clearly, they didn't think this through. They did not, because like I said, if they had, they could have called me. I could have told them what to do and what not to do. Because again, I see insurance fraud on a daily. Sometimes, and that's the other thing when it comes to like fraudulent claims. You can think that it's fraudulent, but we have to really have a whole lot of proof before we can take it to the insurance commission and say, hey, this is looking a little fraudulent. It's a lot that has to go on and needs to tip it. The biggest thing is going to multiple insurance companies. And also, I will tell you guys what happened to them. It is very common because if we do see red flags with things, we can't like we have, especially in insurance. There's a thing called we call it SIU where they investigate stuff behind the scenes, and they do sweep people. So I want you guys to know, especially if you guys are in a car accident and you claim injuries and stuff, and you want to say that they're severe injuries, I just want to let you guys know that if we think it's a red flag, they will sweep your social media. I had that happen last year where a girl was saying that she was paying for storage fees on her car in the excess of almost $30,000, and she said she had cash in her house, and I didn't believe her then, and I still don't believe her today. And she didn't get that $30,000. We I made I made a whole hell of a lower offer, but neither here nor there, right? But it's good that they know. It's good that they know what their policy max is, allegedly, because that's what it says here. It says he allegedly wrote that. It says when officers searched the couple's home during their arrest on Thursday, they said they recovered at least 15 items the couple had reported stolen. The memo says prosecutors say the investigation found the Osefos were burdened by substantial debt. Oh wow! I mean, it happens. I mean, this economy, people do things. I get it. I absolutely get it, especially with this economy. You can't like rent is high, food is high, gas is high, everything is fucking high. So with this economy, I don't really put anything past anybody. But it says here, Edward Osefo, 41, was indicted by a grand jury on 9 counts of insurance fraud, 8 counts of conspiracy insurance fraud, and 1 count of making false statement to the police officer. Wendy's is 41 and was indicted on 7 counts of insurance fraud, 8 conspiracy counts, and 1 false statement charge. They both posted $50,000 bond and released Friday. I also know that Wendy's episode of the wife swap, they pushed it back because it was supposed to premiere on the 14th. It was supposed to premiere on the 14th, which is tomorrow, but they pushed it back into the 21st. So that's it with Eddie and Wendy. Do better. Do better. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think. I know a lot of people are upset because, again, like I said, Wendy's episode of Wife Swap was pushed back, and people are wondering if she's going to come back to the Housewives. If Teresa can come back, she committed fraud. If Karen, Karen, who else? Andy don't want Jen Shaw back, and I'm good with that. But if Teresa and Karen can come back, Wendy can come back from this. A couple that lived in my apartment tried it, and only a couple of my apartment building tried it, and the only loss they reported was 1,500 in cash. It was not, yeah. So I will let you guys know when it comes to cash, we don't fall for that. We don't we don't fall for cash. Like because what here's what I will say when it comes to cash, you can tell insurance people, yeah, cash money was in my house and it was stolen. The first thing we're going to ask you for is like, okay, you say if you can say maybe it's your paycheck. Okay, we want to see a check stub. We want to see where you got that money from your check and your job, or even your bank account. And that's what people try to say. Oh, I don't use bank accounts. Okay, so you keep it like so you keep a You got you have a safe in your house? If you do, let us see that. Like, we're gonna ask the question. So yeah, yeah, it was sad. It was sad. I really feel bad for both of them. But again, like I said, the problem is, I get it. We're in trying times right now. So I don't put anything past anybody. You said I knew that was going to get denied. It was rent time. Yeah, they was. I feel bad. People are coming to drastic measures to make ends meet. Shit. I mean, hell. Again, we're on the verge of a recession. This inflation is still high. Like I said, groceries are high. Hell, like shit. People ain't even like they were talking about Christmas shopping, and people probably won't be shopping for Christmas. We know that. You would think they would, but again, when people get desperate and you need money, you'll do whatever you got to do, short of selling ass. And they should have sold some ass, because that I would love to see. Had they sold some ass, I would have been like, oh, okay, come on, Eddie and Wendy. I would be here. Get an OnlyFans. I would be here for that, because they both are just beautiful people. But yeah, let's get into the episode, you guys. So the episode opens and we're still at Ashley's party. Here's my thing. Hey, Arnold Stewie, I don't like you. I ain't never liked you, and I'm never going to like you. You are a capital Bitch. Did I spell that right or did I spell it wrong? I meant to spell it wrong. If I spelled it right, my bad. I spelled it right. I spelled it right, but I meant to spell it like Mama D spelled it, Bicth. But neither here nor there, right? Now, what I will say nice about you, hey Arnold Stewie, is you looked really cute in that confessional. You look really cute in that confessional with that black on, with that long bob. I was like, oh, Ashley, you look cute. But I still can't stand you, but you looked really cute. So they still going at it with Stacy, right? I'm like, oh my God, why are y'all coming at Stacy so hard? Why, Ashley, why do you care so much? The reason why you care so much is because you don't have a storyline. You have nothing, Ashley, but neither here nor there. Then we move back over here with Kay and Wendy. So Kay is still upset with Wendy and saying about the NAACP, you didn't tell me you were coming. So Wendy said my kids were sick. Like, and so Angel over here was like, well, maybe it was just a miscommunication. I like Angel. So then then they start to say this because Stacy came over and they said to Stacy, I forgot who it was, but somebody told Stacy, Kiana told, it was either Ashley or Giselle. And y'all tell me in the comments which one it was, but somebody told Ashley or Giselle, I think it was Ashley, that Stacy is a whole charade. I was like, ding, 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 ding. I think we all knew that Stacy was putting up a front in a charade. I think we all knew that last season, but okay, whatever. Ashley has some nerve. The way I would have cussed her from A to Z, exactly. Ashley is jealous. What up, Shayna? How are you doing today? Um, so then again with Stacy, I do believe she was putting on airs. I don't believe half of what we see is the real Stacy. But I'm fine with that. I'm cool with that. So then Stacy says to Kay, it's like, hey, you always come at me very aggressive. It feels like you want to fight with me. And Kay was like, well, I can fight. I was like, Kay, why are we saying that? Kay, you said two things in this episode that I was like, girl, you're proving people's point. People thought you were too ghetto to be on this show, and you really proven that you may be a little too ghetto to be on this show. And I don't have and let me say this before anybody be like, oh, so why the black woman got to be ghetto? Because they fight on Jersey, they fight on this. And I think Jersey is just as ghetto too. I think Jersey is just as ghetto. So please don't come in my comments with that. And I don't have a problem with ghetto. I grew up in the hood and I'm used to people fighting. And here's the thing. We can use, I know people say we can, you can use your words and you can use your hands. They both work. They both work. But one of them comes with consequences. The other one, it don't come with dire consequences, right? But neither here nor there. But I just was wondering, well, like, Kay, why did you have to mention that she know you can fight? Girl, we know you can fight. We saw what you did to Deborah, but whatever. So then we see Giselle went to go talk to Karen's friend Cookie. And I got something for you too, Cookie. I got something for yo ass. I hope that cookie crumbles and breaks and shatters into millions of pieces because you tried it, good girl. You were looking for a moment. But again, I'm gonna get to you when I get to you. So Giselle asked Cookie how was Ray, and she told him he's good, and they talked about Karen. So Giselle says that she wants to do something for Karen's birthday, yada yada yada. So then we see as now this shit was kind of funny to me. So Wendy and Tia bonded over both being Nigerian, and Stacy was like, "And I'm Nigerian too." I said, Stacy, beloved, nobody cares. Like I like you, Stacy, but girl, shut up. So then we got this weird ass woman doing some kind of a strip tease. I was like, Ashley, we know you like titties and puss, but why do I need to see this? Bye, hey Arnold Stewie. Goodbye. After this season, hey Arnold Stewie, the little bit of champagne that's left in that flute, it needs to just be poured out and just break her glass. What up, D? Say Pennywise Darby will never be short of audacity. Absolutely. The way she's done pretty much everything she's accused and confronted Stacy of is hilarious to me. Exactly. Where was this energy for her predator ex? Exactly. Whack. Speaking of that raggedy bitch, and I'm saying bitch, I'm not really just calling her a bitch. I'm just saying bitch just to say bitch, right? But speaking of this raggedy heifer, who is giving this big head ass woman a fucking microphone to sing? So this past weekend, she was singing and she said, "We're making melodies, not felonies." Ashley, you should be charged with every felony under the sun for those terrible melodies that you have been uttering out of your vocal cords. That's what you should be charged. You should be charged with every felony in the world. I don't give a damn how they got to do it, but charge you for a felony for every song that you have butchered. And if I'm not mistaken, because I saw Kiana posted her singing on her timeline, and if I'm not mistaken, I saw her and then Weasel Sheila singing Whitney Houston. Bitch, what we will not do is it was one thing that you disrespected Roberta Flack, but bitch, we will not disrespect Whitney Houston. That is where I draw the line because I am a Whitney Houston fan to the end. We will never disrespect my girl Whitney, ever, ever. Because bitch, if I hear you singing Whitney ever again, I'm gonna fly all the way down to the DMV and snatch that microphone, whip your ass and whoever gave you the microphone's ass. Like y'all gonna catch these hands if you ever disrespect Whitney. Cookie, Cookie, Big Messy got her on my nerves. She got on my nerves too. Stacey is so irritating to me. I get that people don't like Stacey, and I understand that, right? Ash can go this week. Ash can go to hell. Is where she can go. Oh, you know what? Let me be nice to Ashley for like a hot second. Because her biological father did pass away, so I will say condolences to you, Ashley. I don't know. I don't know how that feels to have a parent pass away and they weren't really present in your life. I'm not at that point, and so I can't really empathize with you, but I can empathize about losing a parent, but not one that didn't care for you, didn't see it for you, didn't want to be around you. I don't know that pain. But moving on. Ashley was not singing, she was screeching. That bitch absolutely was screeching. LOL, not nippy. I think that's what she was singing. I think she was singing a Whitney Houston song. Did Ashley ever meet her dad? Nope. But she spoke on it. I saw it on my timeline that she spoke about it yesterday. She doesn't know how to feel about this. And I be thinking about that, but I'm not gonna get too deep into my business. But I do be thinking about that because I do have a parent that we don't have a relationship, but neither here nor there. But moving on. Where do we go next? Um, no, I'm gonna save her for last. I'm gonna say these for last. I guess we can get into our new girl Tia. No, we can talk about Wendy real quick, and then we can get into the new girl. So let's talk about Wendy. So we see Wendy. So Wendy has invited Stacy over to her house. Stacy, ma'am, what was that? I mean, that wig was shiny as hell. Destroy it, burn it. I'm sure if you put a match to it, it will engulf in flames. Pretty sure it will, right? So Stacy was telling Wendy about her shopping excursion with Ashley and how Ashley. Now, Stacy, Ashley, I'm not to defend Ashley, but she didn't really yell at you. Just to defend that help for like a hot second, she didn't yell at you, but she was doing the most, right? So then Stacy told Wendy that she's back with her husband. In typical Wendy fashion, that girl is always gonna break the fourth wall and look at the cameras. But Stacy, you know these girls gonna have something to say about you being back with your husband. But if you can handle it, cool. Moving on. So Stacy then brought up about the cannabis business that she's going into, right? So she says that Giselle was wrong at the reunion that she wasn't in talks about cannabis until March. Stacy, the lie detector test is saying that you're lying to me because they showed a flashback scene of a man coming up to Giselle, talking to Giselle, and saying that he was the one that you came to about him investing in the cannabis business. And you basically told him you're on this show. So Stacy, it's looking like a lie. It's looking like a lie. But Wendy wished her well. Wendy wished her well. And that is all we got with that scene. And moving on. Stacy is a liar, and the truth ain't in it. Right, much like Karen Huger. She's another Karen Huger who will lie, and the lies don't be making sense. See, at least with Stacy, her lies don't really hurt people, don't affect people. Unlike Bigfoot, whose name I'm not gonna say, but y'all know who I'm talking about. That's no longer on the show. So let's move on to our new girl. So Tia, I will say I think I do like Tia. She's cute. I love her. I love her accent. And Tia is a mother of four kids, so she has two older kids. Her daughter is 16. She has her twins, a boy and a girl. And I can't remember if she had another boy or a girl, but she got four kids in total. She's married to her husband. They have been together, Rob, for 17 years, she said. And, she was born in Lagos, Nigeria, and she was raised in London. And she is a real estate advisor. Now, what I will say is, didn't Giselle say that this is her friend? But she didn't really know them kids when she got to that house. I was like, huh, your friend, huh? This your friend? Okay, whatever. Let me know what you guys think about Tia so far. So far, Tia is, I like her. Now, what I will also ask Giselle, Giselle, girl, you are never gonna live down these tacky. You never gonna live down how tacky you are. My God, today that pink on pink on pink, and I think it was like three different pinks, especially that ugly ass bag you had. Now I could have dealt with your top and your pants, but then you had that ugly ass purse. I was like, oh God, what is this that is accosting my eyes? Because it really was accosting my eyes. It was accosting the hell out of my eyes, but whatever. What up, Karai? You say, where in the world do they find Tia? I don't think she fits in with this group. Um, I mean, I think she would fit in with the likes of a Karen. You know what? Tia would have fit in perfectly if she came in season one when they were talking about etiquette and shit. I think she would have fit in perfectly with the etiquette girls. And even Eeyore Bob the Builder, aka Sharice. She's given a likable Sharice for right now. Tia's given likable Sharice. Kiwan says Tia is okay, but pink is I mean, I know it's a color, but Did she have to pick every iteration and version of pink? Because that purse was ugly. That purse was god awful and ugly. So we're gonna move on to, oh God, I don't want to talk about this lady. I feel like I've already talked about her enough. Forehead, Ashley, Hey Arnold, Stewie, Darby. Oh God. So we see her and those boys that always got their feet on her fucking counter. But this time they feet went on the counter. So I was happy to see that, right? So this girl was going to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. I said, say what now? Ashley. They do know that you got a black mama, right? They do know that you're biracial. First of all, why would you even? Ugh, that would have been. Girl, I would have skipped. I would have skipped the White House Correspondents' Dinner, especially that one, because what this filmed earlier this year, so that man was already in office. Bitch, I wouldn't have went to that shit. First of all, how did you get invited? That is a real question for me. How did you get invited to the Correspondents' Dinner? Again, they do know your mama black, right? They do know Sheila is black or biracial. Either way, go. They know Sheila got some black in her, right? They know you got some black in you. I know you. I know you can pass for a white woman, but they do know that you guys. They do know you on the Real Housewives of Potomac, right? They do know. Have they never watched this show? They probably haven't. They probably haven't. Anything with a little bit of color in it, they ain't gonna watch it. But girl, really? Okay. Weird. Weird. Corey says, I can't stand Ashley. She gives Mac. She kind of do, but oh, girl, that is so weird. Oh, I would have respectfully declined that offer. Ain't no way in hell. But again, if she like it, I love it. So she's letting us know that she's getting close to her sister. I mean, I think we know that it was your sister on your dad's side because y'all look alike, kinda, sorta. Y'all definitely got the same skin color. Y'all definitely got the same skin color. Because I was looking at that girl, I'm like, is she? I was okay. Let me say this and say this in the nicest way. I was looking at her sister and I was just kind of wondering, is her sister all the way white or is her sister mixed like Ashley? But her sister was giving that she's all the way white, but whatever. So Ashley also lets us know that she's going to this dinner with Josh. I said, girl, who cares? So then she goes into this story about her and Josh, how she told Josh that she was going on Love Hotel and he didn't like it. Well, duh, you diphthong. I mean, wasn't that supposed to be your boyfriend? Of course, he's not gonna like the fact that his quote unquote girlfriend, is going to go on the love show. Girl, shut up, Ashley. You just get on my fucking nerves. Okay, so it was okay. So the sister did. Okay, I thought the sister looked a little mixed, but at the same time, she did also kind of look like she was 100% white. So okay, so it wasn't just me that. Okay, good. Wasn't just me because I thought she looked a little bit mixed, but I couldn't tell if there was a little tint to her skin. But again, Ashley, you know what? Moving on because I don't want to spend too much time on this lady because I can't stand her in the first fucking place. But literally, this scene proved you ain't got no fucking storyline. So we're gonna pause on because the next person up I have in my notes is Angel, but I'm gonna pause on Angel because I want to close Angel's scene out before I get to. Yeah, that's why I kind of call myself because I said Sheila is black, but I don't know if Sheila is 100% black or if Sheila is just a black woman that's really really light or if Sheila is mixed because Sheila could also, besides them wigs, Sheila could pass for, oh, she's white passing as well, minus those wigs. Those wigs say a different story. That's all I'm going to say about that. So let's move on to the next person who didn't have much in this episode, Kiarna. Now, I do like Kay, but Kay ain't doing herself no favors, in my personal opinion. You guys may disagree, but she's not, in my personal opinion, Kay ain't doing herself too many favors this season. because people liked her when she came on as a friend of. Last season, she got a wrong end of a deal because she was made a flute holder after they had filmed the season. So she filmed the season as a friend of, kind of like what happened with Claudia Jordan on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Claudia had filmed as a friend of, but they had to go back in last minute and make scenes for her because she only filmed as a friend of. And that's the same thing that happened to Kiana. Kiana filmed as a friend of because I think they were gonna last season they were supposed to have made Jazzy a full time cast. Speaking of which, we ain't saw her ass in 2 episodes. I ain't saw Jazzy yet, and I know they filmed with Jazzy. I know they filmed her wedding and all that kind of stuff, but I ain't we ain't saw Jazzy. Moving on, neither here nor there. So Kiana had Giselle over to her place, right? Her place is really nice. I like the place. So Giselle asked Kiana how are things with she and Greg. She said her and Greg are in a good space, and that Greg even stays there. I said, why? Don't Greg still have his place? Or why are you shacking up with this man that was an asshole to you? But you know what, Kiana? As my grandmother used to say, and my mom used to say to me, a hard head makes for a soft ass. So that's all I gotta say for you, Kiana. If you like it, I love it. Do you, beloved? So then they talked about Ashley's event, and then they talked about the fact that Kiana had an event, and they're also talking about the fact that Angel's gonna have an event, right? So Giselle asked about Wendy, right? Because at this event that Kiana had, they were talking. So it looked like it was Ashley, Tia, and Angel with Kiana, right? So they were talking about the whole Wendy of it all once again. And I was like, oh my God, is this going to be what we talk about the whole season? Like, I feel like the two things that we're going to talk about this season with the girls is Stacy's breath and Wendy and Kiana, and the fact that she feels slighted by Wendy. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If that's what we're gonna talk about for the next few episodes, for the next couple of weeks that this show is on, I'm gonna increasingly grow irritated episode by episode. So Kiana told the girls, like, with Wendy, she said that she wasn't going to be going to end up the NAACP awards because her kids were sick, right? And she said Wendy did tell her that her kids were sick. And then she mentioned the whole makeup comment. And I want to know the question of what was the context when it came to the makeup? Like, that's really what I want to know. What was the context of the makeup? Did she say it in the sense like, oh, girl, did you do your own makeup today? Because it's given that you did it in the dark. Or was it like, oh, girl, you did your makeup? Like, girl, your face is beat to the gods. Like, did it give, like, what context did it give, Kiana? Because you're not telling us. You're not telling us. And then for Ashley to say, because I think it was either Tia or Angel, one of those two asked, like, what does that mean? It was Tia. She's like, what does that mean? And Ashley, like, you know what it means. No, helpful, we don't know what it means. Because again, it can have two different interpretations. I'm gonna say it one more time for y'all to hear the difference in did you do your makeup? Girl, did you do your makeup? Cause no. Like, girl, did you do your makeup today? Oh. Or, oh, girl, yes. Did you do your makeup? You see how those sound? Two different things. One of them, I'm giving you your props. One of them, I'm being shady as fuck, saying you look a hot fucking mess. But Kiara's not telling us in which way she said it. The fuck? But Kiara, go off. If you wanna have an issue with it, girl, have an issue with it. I love the I love the fact that Tia clocked you because you said that Wendy told you her kids were sick. And Tia was like, well, did you ask her how her kids were doing? She said no. But she felt the way about it. But Kay felt the way about that. It's a valid question, Kiana. Like, so then we get back to the scene with Giselle and Kay. And Kay was like, yeah, I chin checked her. I said chin checked her? No, I ain't heard the word chin. I ain't heard chin and checked. used in a sentence in God knows how long. Gotta be at least 15 years since I've heard the word chin check. But whatever. Kiwan says Kay tried to make it sound shady. She kind of made it try. It's like she is trying to make it sound shady, but I don't even know if it was shady, because if it was shady, why come you? And I know people are like, I'm not one of those people who are saying, why didn't she talk to her outside of the cameras? My thing is, why didn't you say something to her when y'all were going to Giselle's house in the first episode? Y'all rode in the car together. But whatever. Moving on. So I'm gonna move on to Giselle before I get to Angel, because Angel's part is where I really had no Angel's part ain't where I had an issue. Y'all tell me where y'all want to go. Do y'all want to talk about Giselle first, or actually no? Well, we can talk about Angel, because Angel's party was cute, and we can get it out the way. So let's put Angel on the screen. Shayna says I haven't heard chin checked in years either. Exactly. Who still says chin check? Like I ain't heard that. I ain't heard chin and checked in a sentence in years. And when you say chin check, when you say I chin checked the person, Giselle was right in her interview with what she said. And even Angel later said it's very aggressive. It absolutely is aggressive. Excuse me, my throat is tickling, so that's why I keep clearing my throat a little bit. But when I've always heard somebody say I chin check somebody, that means I confronted that person. We were face to face. I let that bitch know what was up, and we took it from there. And most times when you quote unquote chin check somebody, it gets physical. Because if you again chin check, chin to chin, meaning you in my space, so it's gonna get physical. But okay, whatever, whatever. So we're introduced to Angel. Well, we were introduced to Angel in last week's episode, but we really got to see Angel and her husband in this week's episode. So they went out on a date with each other, right? So she asked him how does he feel about being back in Maryland, because they're both from Maryland. He says, he likes it, but he misses nature. And we found out that they still have their home in Colorado, and currently they are renting until they find the right place for them. Now we found out that they met on Facebook. I was like, oh, that is so cute. Like maybe if I broaden my horizons, no, I would never talk. No, I don't. Well, I can say no for me because I don't use Facebook. I ain't used Facebook in a long ass time. I think Facebook now is a cesspool of mess, especially where I'm from. It ain't nothing but mess on my Facebook because I do still have it. But when I get on there, I just see nothing but drama and mess. And I'm like, you know what? This is why I don't come over here. This is why I don't post anything over here. Like I let the older people have Facebook, and I just stick with whatever I do use, which I don't use social media like that these days. Damn, I really don't, because I don't post. I post on my stories every blue moon, and I don't post pictures of myself. I don't really use Twitter. I don't use Blue Sky. Like, damn, I don't really use nothing. I'm really getting old. I am really getting old. Huh. Lord, please don't have me go back to Facebook in about 10 to 15 years, because yeah, no, I can't do it. Yeah, no. Corey says I haven't used Facebook in years for my mental health. I had to deactivate my page. I understand. I understand because I at one point deactivated mine for a long time. But I reactivated it because I have family members on there that I don't see all the time. Excuse me, y'all. So that's why I reactivated it, but I don't use it. I don't post. I post nothing. Maybe for my birth. No, not even on my birthday. My mom's anniversary and her birthday. Those are the only times of the year I post anything, and I just repost something that I reposted years ago. Hey, Yvette, how are you doing today? So, also, Angel and her husband been married for 6 years. So we see as she's having this get together. Now, what I will say, Angel, although I do like you, whatever that was that you put in Wendy's drink, I would have told you, thank you, but no thank you. Don't put shit in my drink that I didn't ask for because I don't know what this is and I don't know what it's gonna do to me or for me. I'm good, beloved. I would have gave her actually when she put that put them drops in Wendy's drink, I would have handed it right back to her. You drink it. Give me another glass because I don't know what that is. I don't want to find out what that is. So thank you, but no thank you, right? So when Giselle got there with all the girls, she decides she wants to do a check-in to see if Wendy and Kay are good. And Wendy says, "Me and Kay good. Like there ain't no issues with us." Then Kay in her interview, Kiarna, Kiarna, beloved, please stop. Like you're really getting on my nerves. So then Giselle mentioned the whole chin check comment. Now, Kay, you absolutely 100% said that you chin checked her, but you're trying to sit here and downplay like you didn't say it. No, ma'am, you absolutely did utter those words to Giselle. Now, Giselle is a messy heifer from hell, but she didn't lie about that. And I wonder how Angel feels actually watching the episode because she didn't feel like her girl Kay would say that. Well, your girl Kay absolutely did say it. Your girl did say it. Another thing. So Angel keep mentioning these breath mints. I said, oh my God, if we talk about a breath mint one more fucking time, again, I get it. Stacy's breath probably it stank, right? Now y'all let me know in the chat. Did they mention last season anything about Stacy's breath being stank? Because I don't remember it. But also I don't remember last season like that, to be honest with you. This scene was funny. It was it was it funny to me? Only thing that I would say was funny was Stacy when she was telling them girls to take a breath. I was a cleansing breath. I was like, and then when she said, lift your arms and I said, Stacy, calm down. But that was funny. But the whole situation about her breath, this is really, really childish. But again, it just proves to me that Giselle nor Ashley have a storyline. If this is like, if y'all got to talk about Stacy's breath and Stacy being married or divorced, that means you ain't got nothing to talk about yourself. That means you have nothing to talk about in your personal lives. What's going on in Peppa Pig's house, the upside down house? I thought you were working on the upside down, inside out house. But okay, Ashley, what's your storyline? After we got Ash on the pussy, we ain't got shit else from you. You're divorced. Like, whatever. Moving on. Keywan says, I'm over the hot breath, stank breath storyline. Me too. Okay, so no mention her breath was okay. No mention of her breath last season. Okay, so I didn't miss anything because I was like, they didn't mention this last season. So then Stacy shows them her divorce notification. Giselle is like, it doesn't have a stamp on it. I was like, okay, it don't have a stamp on it. Why do you care? Why we care? Why do we care? Why do we care? Oh, you know who doesn't care? JB. Moving on and wrapping up the episode with Tacky. Ashley. Ashley, if you're gonna wear wigs, get them done and installed properly. Because this wig that you had on in this sit down with Ashley, with Giselle, Cookie, and Kiarna, that wig was lifting, and that wig had no part. Like, if you're gonna wear wigs, do it right. But whatever. I guess Michael. I guess you didn't get as much money from the settlement that you need to get a good solid wig. But okay, whatever. So Cookie and her cleavage come into this meeting with Giselle, Ashley, and Kieran. I was like, this heifer is looking for a moment. Burnt cookie, cookie crumbles, cookie crisp, whatever you want to call this heifer. She comes in, right? And she immediately throws shade towards Wendy about her boobs. Okay, Wendy. Okay, what was the shade about Wendy's titties? Your outfit look like you got it from a fucking thrift store. Look like you went to your local Goodwill and bought that ugly ass shit and threw it on, and you still look a hot fucking mess. But what are we talking about, Cookie? Then, they're talking about Karen and the fact that Karen could get out of prison early, which we already know she got out of prison early, right? So then randomly, while they're sitting here, Cookie Crisp's phone rings and it was a text message. And like, oh, it says Chris. Who is that? Chris Samuels. I said, you raggedy trifling heifer, you. That was staged. And Ashley probably put you up to that shit. Because then Ashley's old raggedy, dusty, trifling ass gonna sit over here and say, oh, well, one of my friends that came to my stupid ass party said that, Stacy was trying to hook up with Chris Samuels. And I was like, okay, where's the scandal? Where's the scandal? Do y'all know where the scandal is with Stacy trying to talk to Chris Samuels? Where's the scandal? Oh, is it okay? So the only thing I can think of is Chris Samuels, who is currently divorced from Monique's, whatever her last name is these days. Chris Samuels and Monique are divorced. They've been at that point, they were divorced for a couple of months. So where's the scandal? Because I'm still missing a scandal. Chris is divorced from Monique. Monique was once on Real Housewives of Potomac. Stacy's currently on the Real Housewives of Potomac. Stacy came on to Real Housewives of Potomac season 9. Monique's last season was season 5. 5 and 9. So did Monique ever work with Stacy? I'm being facetious, by the way, you guys. If y'all haven't caught on to that, season 5 to season 9. Wow, I don't believe that they ever worked together. Oh my God, they didn't. Oh my God, they never worked together. So, oh my God, there's no scandal because it's not like Stacy was good friends, best friends, any kind of acquaintanceship with Monique. So, what loyalty does Stacy owe Monique? I would love to know the answer to that question. I would love to know the answer to that question. Y'all raggedy trifling heifers ain't said shit. Like, Ashley, it would be one thing if you said, oh girl, guess what? I saw a picture of Katie Rost with Chris Samuels. Now that's something because Katie did film with you guys. Katie filmed with Monique season 4 of Potomac. But again, Monique's last season was season 5 of The Real Housewives of Potomac. Stacy came on season 9 of Real Housewives of Potomac. She and Monique, to my knowledge, never crossed paths with each other, never said that they were friends with each other. So, what does Stacy owe Monique? Not a motherfucking thing. Like the fuck? She don't owe Monique shit. And I'm pretty sure Monique don't give a fuck. Now what I will say, if that woman comes on here with an issue with that, I'm gonna ask her girl why, because you clearly did not like your fucking husband. Monique, if you come on here with an issue with Stacey because of him, girl, don't play with me. Please, beloved, don't play with me because you did not like Chris. And it was very obvious and evident to anybody that watched season 1 of Love and Marriage DC. And I would say I would say season 5 of Potomac, but more specifically, season 1 of fucking Love and Marriage DC. Monique, you couldn't tolerate or stand that man on the first season of Love and Marriage DC. Do not fucking play with me if you come on here with that bullshit, because I will read you and drag you for filth. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. Please don't, because you did not like that man. That's all I got to say. And if I got any Monique fans or stands, that's just we just gonna have a difference of opinion because I don't give a damn. She is not with that man. She divorced him. No, don't come on here with. Don't come on here. Here's my thing with you, Monique. Don't come on here playing Ashley and Giselle's game, because that's what you did season 5. Y'all may agree or disagree, but that's what you did season 5. in my opinion. Again, you guys can agree or disagree. We're not going to relitigate nothing from season 5 because I don't give a flying, I don't give one iota of a fuck about season 5. I review season 5 and it's done. It's in the can. We ain't relitigating nothing when it comes to season 5. So please don't say da 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 da. I don't give a damn. I don't care. If you leave anything about season 5 in the comment section, I will delete it because I'm serious about that. As a heart attack, I don't care. Kiwan says I agree. By the time we saw them on DC, the intimacy had been gone. Exactly. That woman couldn't stand that man on DC. I don't even know how they even came up with that show because she couldn't. It was evident. And then she go to their reunion and fucking lie talking about Sean Chris in a good space. Girl, I don't care who the fuck tell it. Girl, y'all won't even live. Let's be real. Y'all won't even living in the same house with each other at that point. Or if y'all were, y'all was on separate ends of the fucking house. But Monique, please don't come on here with the issue with Stacy out of nowhere because that would be so dumb. You are not married to that man. That man can date whoever he wants to. Again, I'm gonna repeat this, and again, Team Monique, y'all can feel however y'all want to feel about this. You, to my knowledge, you ain't said shit when Katie was plugged up with that man. You actually worked with Katie. You actually worked with Katie. But to my knowledge, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, did she address Katie when Katie took that picture with him? Monique, who you need to come on here and have an issue with is Bob the Builder, which I know y'all gonna have a beef with each other. That's who you need to have an issue with is Bob the fucking Builder because she feels like you used her. And quiet as a skip, I'm gonna be real with you guys, and y'all might be mad at me, but I actually agree with her. I actually agree with Sharice. That one I agree with. And again, y'all can feel however y'all want to feel. Y'all can be mad till the cows come home. But I believe Sharice. I actually believe Sharice. I do believe Sharice. And I hate to say that, but that is all I got. I want you guys to tell me what you guys thought about this episode in the comment section below, you guys. And always, you guys, do me a huge favor. If you guys are not subscribed, go get subscribed to my girl Kiwan. She reviews mm, she reviews things. She reviews some things that I don't even review. Right? She does Housewives of Potomac. I think she's taking the time out with the Real Housewives of Miami because of the reunion. She does Sisters. I know a lot of y'all would love it if I do Sisters again, but it ain't gonna happen. She reviews Bell Collective. I've decided I'm not doing Bell Collective, you guys. It's a no. She does Sisters, Bell Collective, Potomac, Real Housewives of Miami. What else? She does a lot of stuff, so go check her out. Yes, Bob the Builder with those broad ass shoulders. But yeah, you guys, that's all I got. I hope I entertained you guys. I really do. And I'm sorry that I was late, but I hope I entertained you guys enough. Because this episode really wasn't given. If you guys watch Rocks, her stories, she said she summed up what I was thinking. And I'm gonna repeat exactly what Rock said. Rock said these are nothing but a bunch of mean bitches. And that is a quote from Rocks. And I agree with my girl. I agree with my girl, my sis. They are mean bitches. These are some mean ass bitches. But yeah, that's it, you guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, share the video, you guys. And until the next time, you guys, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys. So we are on Monday. There is no baddies, thank God, but the reunion is coming soon. Real Housewives of Miami. I'm not gonna review the reunion. You guys will just catch me on the panel with that. And yeah, Beyond the Gates. Also, since last week was not like a heavy week, what me and really be, I'm gonna text her later tonight and see what day works for her this week. We'll just double up. I don't like doubling up, but we'll double up this week. And what I'll do for you guys with Beyond the Gates this week, since I didn't do last week, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna give you guys a standalone review of this current week of Beyond the Gates. Because again, last week's episodes of Beyond the Gates, it wasn't bad. I just didn't care about the Doug storyline of it all. So I apologize to you guys. And then also I got sick, like I said, if you guys just coming into the live, I actually got sick on Friday afternoon. I really I stayed in bed most of the weekend. So that's why another reason why you guys didn't get Beyond the Gates from me, because I just wasn't feeling good. But I will make it up to you guys. On top of you guys getting a live from me and Really Be this week, you guys will get a pre-recorded video from me for Beyond the Gates. Does that work for you guys? I hope it does. I hope it does. Because I was thinking about doing this today, but I had to go to my hometown to replace my driver's license that I lost 3 weeks ago. Mind you, I only had that license for 2 weeks and I lost that bitch. But that's on me. But it is what it is. Have a good evening. Good review for a lackluster episode. Thank you so much. Did you review Beyond the Gates last week? I did. No, I'm sorry, Corey. I know y'all look forward to I know y'all do look forward to it, but honestly, with that, with last week, it would have been like 10 or 15 minutes. And I don't want to do that to y'all. I want to give out at least a good 20, 30, or even when it comes to live, we give y'all an hour. But with me individually, I want to give out at least a good 20 or 30 minutes. And that would have been 15 minutes tops. And I can't do that to y'all with Beyond the Gates. But yeah. So we'll be back this week. I promise you guys that. So yeah, you guys, that's it. I'm gonna get off of here. Once again, you guys subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Share the video, like it, subscribe to Kiwan, and I'm gonna hop off of here, you guys. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday. And I'll see you guys later. Bye, y'all.